Alright, we're here, we're live. Let's get cooking. Let me first take all these. I just got on. Been playing a little bit this week. I got the, what's it called? Sayandana that I wanted. From the, Nightwave, which, speaking of which, we've only got about a week and a half left on it, roughly. Like, week and a half. Give me 1 second while I wait for everyone to load in. Hello. Let me toggle this to live here. And bada bing, bada whatever. Yeah, I still need to do this is easy. Maybe we'll do some of this on stream, maybe not. As you can see, we got Glacial. This one looks cool. My day was okay. As I said, I apologize for the delays that we had with stream. I had completely blanked out that I had something going on until yesterday when I got an email about it. And I was like, oh, right, I forgot that's tomorrow. Appreciate it, thank you. But you know, I put that out as soon as I realized and was like, okay, we're gonna set that to tomorrow. And I figured it was either noon or 4 p.m. to make sure I could have a good, proper, like, 2-hour stream, 2.5-hour stream. And I figured it'd be easier to do 4 p.m. due to a couple external factors. As you can see, this is not the regular orbiter location that I keep. Also, I just got my new Technosite stuff. Got this from my last one. It's a little goofy looking. Big ol' clunky headphones. Also got him. Got another Zeke over here. I got my second Zeke somewhere. We're gonna play a horror game? We're gonna be playing Phasmo probably on Saturday, because I know people love playing that. So we'll definitely be playing that again on Saturday. Only reason I'm not suggesting that for tomorrow is because we played it last week, and as I mentioned, I don't want to have too much viewer burnout. Because I don't think it'd be good for all y'all if it's just the same stuff on repeat. You know, stuff like Warframe I can at least have a lot of variance in, and stuff like Persona I'm still making progress because I'm playing through the game.
How's it?
But between something like Astral Throne or Phasmo or some other games where you're doing some of the same stuff repeatedly, there is always that risk for burnout, and I don't want you all, because I don't want my viewers, I'm like, you're all my viewers, I don't want you all to end up feeling tired of watching this stuff. Oh no, it is fun, definitely. It's just obviously, you know, there's only so much that people are going to enjoy watching the same thing. If it's not the same, or if it's not stuff constantly changing. Hello. We got, yeah, I got this stuff already. Got the funny ship. Still need to work on getting some of these. Really, I've been using this stock to buy. We'll keep this between a secret between us, chat, and, well, I guess whoever else watches this, technically. One of the things I like to do personally is I like to get these mods, and then I know people will pay a decent amount of platinum for them. Even just a base level goes for, I think, like 25 or 30. You can see I have enough that I have almost enough for 3, since it's 40 each. Plus, this is also how you get Styanax.
Pick something.
Not the pineapple on the pizza,
Well,
no. Also have call. I think we're gonna start off. So I haven't done the call mission this week. We're gonna, I think, go ahead and do that. Kawaka stew, cool. Yum yum. 20 enemies. Defeat Infertol. Appreciate it, thank you. This is my go-to one. This is my. I have another. Actually, go to my arsenal. I actually have a different color palette I use for him occasionally. We have this one too. This one was my default one for a while. But I like the pink gold one more. Normally not a big fan of pink, but I like this one. It's also got a couple other ones. Like, I really like my Korra's color palette on her. Still working on the design more, but the accessories. Oh, she's a helmet assist, I just noticed that. Guess you can hit by the infection at some point. Got my Hildren. Prime. Harrow. I was debating between black and gold or white and gold. I think I like white and gold more. Because of the fact he's got that priest energy to him. Mesa. Necros. Batavia. My own Saren. Regular Volt I still have. Yeah, I started out with Volt. I don't have Volt Prime yet. Honestly, out of the ones that are available, Wisp Prime, this one, is going away soon. You probably want to get her, because she's going away at some point. I have Ember Prime. You'll get him naturally through gameplay. I won't go into too much spoilery territory. But treat it like this. This is basically your equivalent of Excalibur Prime, since actual Excalibur Prime was Founder exclusive and has been basically unavailable for years. Every other frame has an actual Prime variant. This one's the only Umbra. So this is basically Excalibur Prime that you get from story. This one's not a Prime, but Dante's always a good one, but you need to get past a huge story section. Yeah, honestly, I'm down for getting Wisp Prime. I think I actually have most of a set for her that I could easily give you. And she's honestly a pretty good support one. As you can see, she's kind of fast. Like, Sevi is one of the slowest. I think he's actually straight up the slowest Prime, because I'm pretty sure Atlas has even... I know regular Atlas only has 0.9 times. But I know Atlas Prime has, like, 1 times movement speed. So Sevi's the slowest Prime. And he's still decent quick. We got this Goss that I have, and we have, I'm not just gonna let this one speak for itself. It's awful and I love it. This is what he looks like by default. This one is not watermelon Goss. This is pink lemonade Goss. Oh, nice. Yeah, I definitely do those when you can. There's only a couple of them that are particularly annoying. I believe it's a rank 10 that's annoying. Because it's the stealth kill one. That one absolutely sucks. Took me 3 days to do it. And that was even with me relying on Excalibur, Umbra, and his specific sword that turns him invisible. But yeah, I'm not going to make people watch that, especially because it's blinding, bright pink blur. Not fun. So if I'm going to use the cool one, I'm going to use the Eidolon skin, the Eidolon coloration that I have. I'm trying to think. I'd say Hildren's a pretty decent one, but she's Volted now. If you'd been playing a little bit earlier, I would have definitely recommended Hildren before she got Volted, if it had been a couple months before. Yeah, sure. Basically the same thing as on Twitch, but as one word and capital A, capital V. Caliban's not going to be one you'll unfortunately have access to easily. I'd say if you did, if you'd gotten him on the rework, I actually would have definitely suggested him, because he would have been great. Because he's a summoner archetype, similar to Necros. More or less, yeah. It's just capital A, capital V. So Dante's a good one. He's a good buffer. This is my Ember Prime. I know she and Rhino were available again. This is with her heirloom skin. If I were to toggle... Where's my skins? Like, this is what her regular skin would look like with default in there. That one. For helmets. Yeah, I like the heirloom stuff. I'm like, if I'm going to use the heirlooms, I might as well... Like, if I'm going to buy the pack for all the other stuff there, not even for the skin, I might as well put the skin on the frame anyway. Yeah, we're going to stick with Sevi for right now, because he's good.
Operator,
I don't have him
chosen Warframe suits
fully done, but... Yeah, more or less. It's in the top right corner. Is it visible? Let me check for a moment. Okay, yeah, no, it is on stream. And then I've got... what I like to do is I like to keep a junk weapon occasionally. Usually it's a melee. Because that turret... I really need to work on my Tenet Diplos at some point. I've been too lazy to focus on formaing it. My turret, meanwhile, I have formed everything on it, and I don't need to touch it ever again. Unless there's a rework at some point. I'm not going to question your username. I've seen some strange names on here. Friend. I've seen some names that I'm not gonna say on stream. Though I think my favorite name I've seen was Teshin's Butter Knife. I think that's probably my favorite name that I've seen. Just as a whole. Because that one was pretty good. But yeah, this is one of the other areas that you'll have access to later in the game instead of just the Orbiter. This version of him has my Archoplasmor. I just think because it looks cooler like that. This was one of the bosses that you can fight later on. This is one of the Venus bosses for one of the factions. Well, I guess not factions, but more syndicates. Okay. I've seen some questionable anti-Semitic ones. It was funny, but like I'm not gonna say them on stream because I'm not gonna be that guy. All you need to know is they involved something about a certain victim of a certain tragic event and books. Yeah, if you've gone to Fortuna, oh, I wish I had access to the blue Fortuna. I could actually show the cutscene again of it going there. I love the cutscene when you first get introduced to Fortuna. But I got the stinky red one from doing the new war. Still have Clump. Okay, you know, I think I'm gonna go ahead and do there's a defense mission right here. I'm playing as Sevi. I get the boost for it. I'm gonna go play with. I'm just gonna go do this right now. I might as well. It's too much of an opportunity for me to miss out on. So I only need to do 3 waves theoretically. I mean, obviously more is better, but you know, it wouldn't be bad to at least do a couple. Fortuna is like you know Cetus on Earth. Same logic. It's one of those free roam locations. But you know, I get a little bit of I don't remember. I think it's bonus HP and a little bit of bonus damage. I believe it is, but don't quote me. But I get some bonuses for playing as Sevi since he's mine, and it's randomly generated for each person. Like they could be playing, like the guy that's playing it's not showing on stream. But the guy that's playing like Hildren for right now, maybe it could have been like he could have gotten Sevi as well. He could have gotten his it could have been Hildren. It could have been like Revenant. It could have been Harrow. Could have been anything. And for those, it applies to not just the frame, but also any primed variants to it. Or in Excalibur's case, it applies to Umbra as well. This one, unlike not statue. Sorry, what's the word? Unlike ones that stay perfectly still, this guy will actually move around. That said, I will say another one that's definitely worth going for is Grendel as well, I will say, because Yoreli is coming out on the 21st of May, and then afterwards Caliban is the next one that should be coming up, and that'll be during the summer, I believe. Because it's usually a couple months for every one, because you have spring, summer, fall, and winter. And Caliban is next on the list to get a prime. If not, if they go for another female one, it'll be Gyre then. Oh, we got a little guy up here. He's sneaky. He's looking a little sneaky. He's sneaky. Probably not glue him down. because it'll get my death blow up faster, and I'll actually be able to use my shadow form, which weirdly enough isn't as good as my regular form, but I've also just not built it. No, that's fair. You definitely want to do your masteries when you get a chance to. I know they're also planning on changing some of the mastery requirements for the junctions. Like, I know one of the ones that's planned, I think, for Venus, is that you'll have to go fight the Jackal repeatedly to get all the Rhino blueprints, and eventually build Rhino in order to actually get through the junction. Which isn't bad, because it will teach new players some of the more basics rather than just fight a guy to go on to the next area like I had to do. Though I'd still recommend going through that, because building an entire frame is going to take you literally hours. So assuming you had literally everything, where you fought the Jackal, you have however many times it's going to take to fight the Jackal, you're going to have the 12 hours, assuming you built everything together, you'll have 12 hours or so for Rhino, and then you'll have another 3 days for Rhino to actually be built, unless they readjust the time for it, or unless they give you temporary platinum to use specifically on that. So, I don't know what the plan is there. Obviously, we'll have to see. But I'm sure they got some kind of plan in mind. I noticed they're tinkering with some values for certain other things too, for some reworks and whatnot. I remember defenses used to be every 5 waves, for instance. You got a lot easier now. It's every 3 waves now. It used to be 5 waves like every 5 minutes for survivals.
Extraction is ready. Unless you
So
can
we get
handle
endo,
more
we
of
can
the
get
enemy.
certain sculptures
Continue to
that can get
defend.
turned into a
You will
lot
be
of
rewarded
endo as
for your
well, or
bravery.
for decoration. We can get Vitus Essence, certain mods. Nice. Let's see. I mean, right now, obviously, these guys aren't too strong. And that's also one of the other things I really like about scaling a little bit slower, too, because the fact of it's still going to scale up based on the amount of waves, but since we only have 3 waves instead of 5, enemies scale a little bit slower per the reward. So instead of needing to do 20 waves, you only need to do 12 now. Also, something to note here, these little drones that you see, they negate ability use, well, they don't negate it, but enemies that are impacted, like for example, if I were to go in my shadow form, I don't have the ability right now, I don't have it on my bar, but rock this. If I did, I wouldn't be doing anything with the claw attack. It negates certain ability damage. But it also has a nice chance of dropping Vitus Essence, which is the arbitration currency. It can be used to buy certain mods. It can be used to buy certain cosmetics. A few other things. And it's a certain requirement in a couple of recipes as well. And you can get the essence by... I mean, occasionally you can get it from just having whatever kind of reward it is. You can get that from a reward where it'll be like 1 of them or 3 of them, I've usually seen. Or when you see those little, let's see if I can find one again so I can talk about it better. You'll see the little head-looking guys. Oris is fine. I can't go into talking about him too much without spoiler territory is the problem. I'd love to talk about him more, but there's some heavy spoiler territory. I mean, you've already seen Flower Pot Ortis, I think. Or if not, you will, definitely during this stream. And that one's whether you like it or not. Because that's a permanent change to him after a certain mission in the game.
Don't just
Goodbye, mini-boss.
fix my ambulance.
Your ambulas will do nothing.
The ambulance is down. Hack into its systems.
I don't think we can, Ergo.
Fight on. This test has only just begun.
Are you just gonna slowly drop down? Is that it? And then it's just gonna explode. Okay, now we can hack into it. Alright, this guy's now a little effectively a mini-boss now. And he's on our side until he gets destroyed. So worth waiting for the hack, because it's a free target, and as the enemies scale, so does it in terms of level. Well, whenever it's spawned anyway. Like obviously if I have like level 80 enemies, it's still going to be the same level as it was before, but... I mean, it's still pretty decent. But yeah, we're going to try and at least get to wave 12 to clean up. Because then we can at least get a rotation C, because I believe it's A, A, B, C if I remember right. And C rotation is generally the best loot. That's where we can get the exclusive arbitration ephemera from in a second. That's where you can get certain other mods that are currently unavailable, will be available later. But also it's just the best stuff available.
Reinforcements available.
So you can see
Do you choose to leave
AABC.
now or
My dad last played
continue fighting?
Warframe 2,552
Keep
days
fighting.
ago. Oh wow.
Another opportunity to extract will
What is
appear
that?
soon.
365 days in a year. Let's see, it's over 6 years for sure. Combine that with 6 years to be 1800. Goes about 2000. What is that, like 8 years then, I want to say? 8, maybe 9 years. No, it's gotta be 8 years. Well, I was gonna say no. Well, it's definitely not. It's not 10 years because that would be roughly about. Okay, I was slightly off. Okay, slightly off. I can't math. To be fair, it's hard to math when. I was about 7 years. I was about a year off. To be fair, though, it's hard to math when I'm trying to also focus on the game too. Unfortunately. Oh, is that one of our allied most? Ah, here we go. See, arbitration shield drones. Those have a. I don't remember if it's 20 or 50. It's one of the two. Fair enough. I would have googled afterwards, but as I said, I try not to die, because if I die, it basically penalizes the rest of my team, where they have to grab certain things to revive me, and they're down a permanent member until they revive me. So, even if I don't know who any of these people are, I don't want to screw them over too much. But yeah, so there's a chance for the arbitration drone to drop a Vitus Essence. It's not guaranteed, but there's some chance. Fair enough. I mean, we're all good in our own areas. I know, like, for math, for me, I did decently enough in that. I know I did calculus a lot earlier. I probably should have, admittedly, but it worked at work. Get back over here. Don't go too far. Can you pick one spot and go to it, please? Thank you. It's up there is gone now. I mean, honestly, one of the things I was really good with was exponents and coefficients and whatnot. Like, I can tell you right off the top of my head, I know for a fact 7 to the third is 343. Don't ask why I know that. I just do. One of the really weird stuff that's there. I mean, honestly, there's more complex than that, but that's like the easiest example I can give. Like, 2 to the 5th, I believe, is 32. It's either 32 or 64. I'm not actively paying attention as much right now with my counting. Yeah, 2, 4, 8, 16, 32. Yeah, 32. Not anything to write home about, but I mean, it helped me get by, so good enough, good enough. Can you drop a Vitus Essence drone on stream, please? I don't mean like one of the other ones that other people do. I want to drop one physically to show what I'm talking about with it being the one that drops the Vitus Essence. I'm actually going to start going into Shadow form specifically to pick some of these up, because I know this one isn't as built as my other one is, my main, but I do want to start collecting some of the orbs on him. They have giant floating cities, to put it like that. That's the easiest way of explaining it. They have giant floating cities that are suspended in the gas and air.
Many things have been taken from us.
It's actually kind of
true.
cool.
But fortune favors the
I
bold,
can't actually,
and
I guess
there
I could
ain't
I could
none so
absolutely
bold
taxi
as
you
people
over to
with
there.
nothing to lose.
I know most of the bosses, like I think, which one is, I know Wisp is one of the Jupiter bosses. No, I think it's the Ropa, the Ropa, that one. The Ropa list. Because that one's locked behind certain story stuff too. I don't actually think I'd be able to bring you to that one, which is unfortunate, because that's actually where you get base Wisp from. There's a couple of them like Vauban that are naturally able to be picked up via means. Like I know Gara can be done with Cetus bounties, Revenant for later bounties. Caliban needs Narmer bounties, which you'll understand that later. Story-wise. Trying to think what else. Nope, as you can see, nothing. Damage there. Boom. No Vitus Essence still from that one on there. I'll take a Combustion Beam though. I can turn that into something later. But you can see the Arbiter's actually starting to get hurt. We actually need to guard him more. Okay, so I'm trying to get health orbs up because, as you can see, I have 50 stacks on the one. And the other one I have like 22 now. And for context as to why I have that, why I have so much HP. I have the Arcane Blessing, which means that whenever I pick up a health orb up to 50, I get extra HP from it. Fair enough. But yeah, no, there's this whole thing that goes on. Well, I was gonna say, actually, no, I was gonna explain, but I'm like, I don't know who else is watching. I don't know how much they care for spoilers either. That and the fact there's always the chance this goes on. Well, I was gonna say there's always a chance this goes on YouTube. It will go on YouTube. I know, stinky YouTube. I know. Cool to watch it live. But it will go on YouTube at some point, and I know some people definitely don't want the spoilers. Like we got this one right here, Arcane Bodyguard. So you can get arcanes from missions like this. Places like Duviri have their own set of arcanes that you can get, mainly from the circuit. There's also the Eidolon hunt can drop some. Like I think the last stream we actually did an Eidolon hunt and we got an Arcane Energized, which is one of the best arcanes in the game straight up. Which I actually have on me right now. It's whenever I get an energy orb, there's a chance for me to get a whole bunch more, and then it goes on cooldown for about 15 seconds. It's just not going to drop a Vitus Essence in front. Yeah, I think it's probably 20% then. I was going to say there's no way it'd be 50%. That's ours. Yeah, Torrid's one of my go-to weapons for that reason. I don't mind leveling up from the other ones, but if I'm doing a higher level mission, unless I'm doing a Hydron, then I'm going to at least try and make sure I have a good weapon on me. As I said, if you have the chance to, definitely level up something like this. Melee's probably the easiest one to go for because the fact of you're not going to be doing a ton of melee most of the time, unless you're a melee-focused frame. But for one that's like Sevi, that's like a gun caster, where he really doesn't care as much for melee until he gets into his Shadow. His Shadow's entirely melee, but it has its own weapon, so at that point, outside of a little bit of stat stick stuff, for the most
Your
part,
potential
you really don't care.
blossoms.
And really then, I don't even remember if it applies for the stat sticker or not, because it has its own stats for the weapon, so I don't think it even does. How many of these am I going to blow up without any bloody sessions dropping? What do we even have? 5 so far, it's not bad actually. Not close enough. They dropped them off already. Got this one. Alright. Gone. Man, I wish I still needed that Eximus one. Actually, get rid of this more damage on. Ah, as you can see, yeah, someone died. Okay, I'm heading back over to the target because he's gonna get killed otherwise. So first priority is to get rid of him. And then that'll encourage drops of certain things. Veruna does look pretty cool. And she has some pretty neat stuff. She's just a pain in the behind to get, because you need second war done to get access to Lua. For reasons that are spoiler territory as well. But once you have access to Lua, you could theoretically get to Circulus or the other conjunction survival. I'm forgetting the name of it off the top of my head. I think Apollo, no, Apollo the... It might be Apollo. That or I'm mistaken Apollo for it. Let's see, Apollo's either the... I know Apollo's one of the ones I've done before. Problem is, I'm wondering if that's because it's the Salad Man one. Ah, as you can see, the little tokens that are on the ground. You collect 5 of those, it brings back someone. I was hoping I'd be the one to grab it because, as you can see, I have dummy thick HP. But I guess the other guy's good there, and as long as you at least 5, he'll get revived automatically whenever you're in range. Still need 4 to 5. Do we have any more? Problem is that they mainly drop from those. These. Here we go. Point right here. As you can see, I have 1. I have a little bit less HP. Stick nearby and oh, they get the idea. There we go. I'm gonna get consumed mine. We don't want to get more than 5 as well, because if there's more than 5, someone's gonna have that debuff still on them. Like someone had that 4, and I got the last one that we needed. And any tokens remaining on the ground are gonna be gone. But yeah, no, even with Sevi, with having an ability where his bleed out functions a little differently, where I can self-revive, that gets cancelled in arbitration. So if I go down, I go down the same way anyone else would. Oh yeah, that we have, that's what I wanted to do. Then we have this, but I haven't customized for this one as much. I want more later. But yeah, this guy's a whole walking spoiler. First will be good to actually hack. I'm gonna do that real quick. I've not had my auto hack proc yet. Oh, he blew up. Okay. Guess he must have gotten killed a lot more recent than or a little bit longer than I thought he did. That would've been nice. Back to the Arbiter. Hello, Mr. Shield Drone. Okay, apparently nothing from you.
Extraction is ready.
Alright, we're gonna
Unless you can
go.
handle more
I mean, as you can see,
enemy.
it's like 3,000 endo out of that, though, so it's really good for
Objective is
endo.
secure. Let's go home.
Yeah, it's only 21 minutes, so it's not even that bad. Yeah, 3,000 endo right there is good. An arcane. Because I can either sell the arcane, or I can turn it into Vosper later for other arcanes. I got some stuff like Energy Channel, Combustion Beams are the harder ones to get. 9 of 8 Essence is always nice. A couple Animo Nav Beacons from the Ambulas. whole bunch of mods. Riven Sliver's nice. A lot of credits. No, but no credit boost either. I thought we had one. Maybe yesterday, actually. We've got Duvir Experience, Lone Story, where it's just you go through the stuff. You have Duvir Experience, which is the whole thing, and then you have the Circuit, which there's a Steel Path and a regular variant. I know Duvir, I believe, is available for you. You gotta straight up purchase it with real money, unfortunately. I really wish there was a conversion, even if it was like 20 Aya to 1 Regal Aya. But unfortunately, it's not available outside of, like, I'll show you.
If you're here for relics, you might have to crack a few before you get what you're
As you can see, it's like 20 bucks US for 3,
Orders
40 for
wonders.
7,
Why is
and
he here?
for 15 it's
Or does
80
it message
bucks.
Everyone has to be somewhere.
And albeit these are for stuff that's automatically there, or some specific cosmetics, or you can use it to get these that are available. Which, yeah, there's some of them that are pretty static, or like, for example, well, I don't have enough Aya for it, but like, I could get this at any point then. But so you can get some of the Verve stuff there, you can get some skins occasionally, get some color palettes, like I got this one for 5. It's all blues and oranges, same thing with this one for 5. You can get some stencils for your area, drone, armor set. Skins. Then you can use it for different themes. This is the, okay, out of your regular Aya, never purchase these two because it's 5 ducats and 5 void traces. Even running 1 relic will give you at least 15, theoretically speaking, as long as you don't get like all formas, which is possible, but it's unlikely. So as long as you don't get all formas, you'll at least have an opportunity for 15 for 1 junked item. And relics are easy to get. You can get them. One of the easiest ways to get them is when you have option for the void. Yuko is a really good spot to grind because it's a quick capture mission, and it will give you, I believe, Meso and Neo relics. Mott's decent for Axie relics. Hepit's good for Meso and, more importantly, Lith relics. You can get them also from a few other things. Occasionally some bounties might have them, like in Deimos or Venus or Earth. And there's also mods that are exclusive to those types of stuff too, so you want to make sure you get them. Like one of the ones that people use occasionally, like Augur Secrets, for instance. That one is exclusively from Cetus. And it's a gold rarity, so it's a lot more valuable. It's a lot harder to get too. Or, like, if you look right here, as you can see, I have a lot. Sure, give me 1 moment. Like, let's go on to New Loca real quick. Actually, I'm still leveling them. Let's go to... What do I have? Stuff on Super I care about?
Curious about?
Yeah. So you can see, I have everything unlocked because I'm rank 5 with them. But I could get, like, sigils, or I can get Abyssal Beacon. That's for one of the specific frame. This is a decoration that you can put down. Parts for certain weapons. I'll eventually need to buy these. These are all for different frames. You can see Varus stuff, Hydroid, Hildren. And there's certain frames that are available for each of the mods. So like if I were to do... Actually, let's not do that for Phoenicia. Like let me get... Like for example, Sevagoth's mods are here, but they're also in parent sequence. Outside of a few weird ones that are exclusive to Red Veil and Steel Meridian, there's a couple of them that are weird like that. Outside of those ones, there's gonna always be 2 factions available that has them, and since this one was my primary one, it's not presently right now, but it was my primary one. As you can see, I get Cephalon Suda, but I'm neutral to New Loca, so I can use them. But as I said, these 2 are there. This one used to be at my -2. Like if this one got all the way down to the negatives, I can actually go ahead and re-rank him for free as long as I have the experience, because I've already paid once necessary to get back up there. Or like when this one dropped down from
Your
1 to 0 at
humanity
one
is a
point.
beacon for all.
Because leveling a couple of Sudas things to finish her off because she was really close to max. And I needed just like 1,000 more experience on her. I didn't want to spend a token. I got dropped down to out of the level 1 into level 0. Since I'd paid for level 1 stuff, I get it back for free. I just have to get back into the experience level. Does take a while though, and your amount of daily standing goes up with the amount that you level up as well. And you earn a flat 15% for pledging with one of them. Only downside is the 2, if any of them are the negatives, they have a chance of sending enemies that are basically just kill squads, although they're leveled kill squads to whatever the enemies are presently. Or barring that, whatever the level base is in certain exceptions. There's certain cases where they can't spawn, like Arbitration, and I don't believe they can spawn in Holvania missions due to that taking in the past. But, like, if I were to... And they can't spawn in free roam missions either. Like, if I were to go on to... Let's say I went to Yuko, for instance. There's a small chance, like, not New Loka. Like, the Red Veil might just send a kill squad of Chargers at me. And you can see, they have a whole bunch of stuff there, and it has all these requirements. There's always some kind of emotes. There's stencil, a couple chamber or simulacrum available. There's always a scene or 2 or 3. Always a Sayandana, a couple weapons, and they all have certain bonuses to them too. And then mods, like for example, Mesa's Waltz is one of those that's exclusive to here, which really is unfortunate. I have that one. I traded for someone for it from one of the other ones. Yeah, I've been rambling enough. You said you wanted to join me, right? Let me go ahead and get you an invite. Yep, there we go. Then we'll figure out what we're gonna do, because I could technically bring you wherever, because I literally have every node on the map taken care of, except for the railjack ones, but those aren't really as important. Unless you want to see a railjack mission, then yeah. We got Ember, Dreamer Spawn. Not bad. Yeah, I definitely recommend. Dragon Icon is pretty good. I think. No, I don't think I have. I think one of my friends does. Might be able to have one of them alone now. That's fine. Yeah. Let's get you. You know what? Since you've got a couple things leveled, I'm gonna ferry you over to Hydron on Sedna, and we're gonna have a little fun. I think. Let me switch you over to. Do I have anything that's not leveled? That's okay. Nami Skyla is just there. Do I have anything good for the secondary that I don't have? Nope. Let me go collect a secondary. I use my primary, but I don't feel like using my Tenant Diplos for literally 90% of the mission. Give me a secondary. Do I have any secondaries I can claim? I have Epitaph Prime. I have Piranha. Let's put the Piranha, because I know I'm going to get rid of that one later. I can get Piranha Prime if I wanted it. Actually, let me get another one cooking. Carius Prime. Make Fierce Prime. Make that right now, and I'll claim that later. Same thing with this. Work on this for later, because that's a secondary. I'm trying to think what else do I have that I need to do. I can't make, because there's some stuff I still need to make a whole bunch of. That's what I don't want to do anyway if I had the Comarch. I know you get the Nikana at some point. You probably turned your... Actually, I don't know how you got a Dragon Nikana. Did you get it from something in specific, or like did the game just offer it to you, or... I'm not sure. I was going to say, you do have like the... Not sure. I'm not sure at all. Oh well. Let's do... Get this building. Get this building. Fair enough. Fair enough. I was gonna say, are you playing on PlayStation? Maybe it's a PlayStation bonus. I know there's a couple of small bonuses for PlayStation. Alright, I'll swap. That's not the one I wanted to swap out.
Action.
I still need to actually upgrade this a little bit more. It's like 1,000,000 for 20,000. Although it'll be like 15% more. Then I need Firestorm to be a little bit higher leveled. I just don't have the endo for it. Where did I put new gun piranha? Right here. I'm just gonna put some basic mods on it. Nothing super important, but because I can just remod it later. We got slash weapon, so let's just do this. Let's just do this. Multi-shot. A lot of more. Actually, let's do. I have Gambit, Target Cracker. Where is the mod in question that I'm worried about? Pathogen rounds. I had it here somewhere. Fire rifle. Hornet Strike. Here we go. And we'll do that, or yeah, we'll do that. Yep, let's do that. It's good enough for damage. I'm just gonna try and stick some extra damage on it temporarily, as I can remod it properly later. But to be fair, I'm also just using it as stats for the thing, so I'd recommend just if you have any free stuff there, just slap some mods on it. Make sure you get your stuff that you want. And we're heading to Sedna whenever you're ready to Hydron. I'd say no shield mode for the Nightmare mod. You know what? I ain't a coward. Let me know when you're ready. We'll go to the defense mode and we'll do that. We'll do a couple rounds of it, and then whatever amount we need. And then we'll go back to the regular one if we still need more levels for you. In the meantime, I'm going to check something real briefly with chat. Why is it trying to... No. Whack. Let's do that real quick. And then, okay, you ready? Alright, let's go. I'll just mark it since we're doing that. I vigorously rub my hands together. But, you know, I pretty consistently play Warframe on Wednesdays. Nightmare's not too bad. It just means that there's a difficulty added.
The enemy is at
In this case, we don't have shields.
You must defend our
Which is...
equipment until
It'll be
reinforcements arrive.
fine. As you can see, we actually have other people to be here too. I'm trying to collect a couple health orbs before we go in, so I have a little bit more HP. But we'll have another guy, we'll have me. You know, you're not entirely helpless either. Though, so your main objective is just survive. Alright, Ramblers, let's get rambling. No idea if you're gonna get that reference or not. You have to get Gloom up so that I can actually start. Someone's getting jumped. Well, I can start doing this. I'll just melt through everything. Yeah, I'm hoping to get a little bit more energy, because if I can get some energy back up, I can get Gloom up, and that means everyone will have regen, essentially. But we only gotta do 6 rounds. It used to be 10. Blow. There you are. You're not sneaky. Absolute clown. Absolute clown town creation. Still can't believe that spawned as a name for someone's lich. But speaking of liches, whenever we do get the opportunity for you, honestly, it wouldn't be the worst idea to potentially do a lich either, because we can potentially get you some decent. I'll get you in a second once. Okay. I can cause I'll be down to do a lich with you on stream if you want at some point. I've done a couple on stream before. And a good lich can be real nice, even if it's not the best thing there. You can get a good weapon out of it. Only problem is you're not going to have access to elemental vices for a while. I don't remember if they're tradable, so we might want to get you something that's got poison, which... I mean, to be fair, I know you said you were working on Wisp Prime. Obviously, we're going to get you Wisp Prime after this. We'll do some relics. Everyone is dying. Yeah, there's no health orbs today. Game is denied my purpose. Being the world's tankiest Sevagoth that exists. 5,000 effective HP goes hard. Even without the shields. Even if it's not as good. Alright. Maybe it is 10 waves, actually, it might be. That's 4 now. It's 5. It doesn't matter. We'll get through. Not paying attention, honestly. It's just flat 6. Oh, it probably is flat 6. Yeah. What am I even talking about? Talking like I'm a clown. I put 1,000 hours of this game and I'm still a clown. It's not even an exaggeration. I genuinely do have over 1,000 hours. Yeah, if it isn't obvious, I very much like this game. To be fair, I don't get a rank 15 doing nothing. Alright, I got you with the auto revives. Thank you, Arcanes, for giving me some extra. Ow. Uh-oh. Yep, that fire burn was bad. Okay. Get me some enemies. Come on, game. Get me some enemies. Nope, okay. I mean, that's what works too. Thank you for the heal. Yeah, Sevi's little gimmick is that if he gets downed, I can just kill a couple enemies that are insta-kills. Unless they're like exit instead of overguard. Basically, anything that doesn't have exit, or anything that's not overguard, is subject to being instantly killed. As long as it's not considered a boss. So like what I can do, for example, is if I get downed on like Circulus, where I know the what's the guy called? I know on Circulus where you have little guys that show up after a while, after every survival interval. Now they're a little funky. But if I get downed, I can just rip through them instantly as long as they have no shield still. Which is a lot easier than having to try and do every little bit to them, and then going into operator form, and then bang, 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 bang. But yeah, admittedly, shields is not one of my favorites. I'm so glad I'm not playing Hildren for this. If it was like no energy, I absolutely would be playing Hildren though. Or like energy drain, I would absolutely be playing Hildren. Because Hildren does not have energy. She uses shields for casting. Keep picking it back up. Go. Oh, I'm out. You shall not kill. Become the fuel for Michael. Admittedly, maybe bringing you without the ability to have shields was not the best idea. I mean, to be fair, you'll get a nice nightmare mod out of it, which is, if we get lucky, maybe it'll be a good one. I believe we're on rotation C, rather than rotation A or B, since it's specifically in Sedna. I believe Void counts for rotation B. I mean, there's actually some good ones for each rotation for nightmare mods. Like Lethal Torrent's pretty decent in some cases if you need, I think, damage and extra fire rate. Ice Storm can be pretty useful on certain builds, or like certain pistols where you need cold damage. Take your time. Worst case you die, I'll just revive you. Man, no health orbs, surprisingly. That would be a lot higher HP by now. Honestly, a pity. Alright, we got 2 waves left. This isn't too bad. Alright. Your time's up. I'm just gonna bounce around like a space monkey. Space robo monkey. Actually, this isn't balloons. There's no space robo monkey. This isn't balloons. This is balloons tower defense. A critically acclaimed childhood game that we absolutely all played when we were on those school laptops at school. Well, I certainly did. I'm not gonna pretend I didn't. I'm a grown man. I'm a grown crocodile, even. It's not like I didn't go ahead and play like Balloons Tower Defense, or you find some of those were just unblocked Windows games. Because when your boy was in school with the other crocodiles in the area and all the other undead spirits, what we had was laptops that the school had like monitors on. Not in the sense that they could see what you're doing every time, but like more in the sense of they knew they had certain sites like blacklisted. So like if I searched up, you know, YouTube for instance, I wouldn't be able to go onto YouTube. So we had to get real creative with it, and we found like alternative YouTube sites or some such like that. Same thing with games. We straight up would not be allowed to go play like computer games, for instance, even if we'd finished our work. But then they had Google sites that were just game websites that, because of how they worked, couldn't be taken down, so we just play on those.
That's the last of them.
And that was fun.
Objective is secure. Let's go.
Ooh, Axie Relic too. But you know, they had stuff like Balloons Tower Defense, was some kind of like paper, it was like Shopping Cart Hero, I think it's called. I don't remember. A few other classics, honestly. God, I feel old saying that. I really do. And it's not like even I, as a crocodile man, do not age. I still do. Physically and mentally. Speaking of crocodiles, Little Croc is texting me. Give me 1 second, I apologize.
Operator, Ordis has been interfacing with the Foundry's
Yeah, sorry
AI
about that.
precepts. You could say we forged a new connection.
You got one called Focus Energy and Quick Draw. At least what we got. I think I got Quick Draws. Yeah, we got Focus Energy as well. That was our, Quick Draw is basic. Focus Energy is the one we got for the rotation, which was heavy attack efficiency and electricity, so it's melee. So that one's gonna be better on something that's gonna be, like a great sword, something that's gonna have good heavy attack efficiency to bring it up to better efficiency. In the world was Little Croc doing? Okay. She's just being a little goober right now. I don't know what to do with that kid sometimes, I swear. Trying to be a good older brother to her, and then she runs around like a chicken with her head cut off sometimes. This doesn't change the fact that I love her a ton. Bear, you got any younger siblings by any chance? Weird topic, I know, but... Let me check that stupid thing, yep. Yep, that sounds like something Little Missy would do. Alright. Alright, sorry about that, everyone. There's a Little Croc being a little ball of chaos on her end. And me needing to check something for the sake of my mother. Bless her soul. Anyway, let's see, you're at level 19, 24. We'll go to the base version of Hydron. It should be a little less chaotic since we'll actually have shields for that one. So you won't be dying as much. It'll still be high level enemies, but it won't be too bad. Yeah, instead of 40 to 50, we have 30 to 40. Then afterwards, I think we'll work on some of those Wisp relics then. So while we're waiting on mission, while you're voting on mission, I'm gonna go check to see how much I have of what. So I like keeping one volted one for myself. Outside the ones that are volted. Something volted that's not. That's Wisp Prime Cassie. I'll upgrade that one to full. Systems. Optics. Systems. Cassie. Optics. Systems. Optics. Which one is Blueprint? To be 2. I have a few of those. Yeah, we can work on some of those too. Remember how much I actually have. Let me see how much I have to spare or not. Alright, well in the meantime while you've been back, I was handling something with Little Croc and I'm looking for some stuff right now. I don't know. I don't have a full set. Yeah, I don't have... Okay, I do have those. Obviously a little bit easier on your end if we can get you the parts, but Blueprint's the main thing we really need for you. See, after this, I was saying we'll go ahead and get you we'll just start doing some relics for Wisp parts for you. So we'll try to get you a little bit more leveled. And we'll keep it simple. We'll do a couple waves here, because I know you'll level more as well while we're actively doing some of the relic cracking as well. But I want to at least try to get, you know, maybe 3 or 6 waves out of it. Actually, you know what? Never mind. We'll come back to it later. Actually, let's find a relic. Exterminate. You got any? Do you have any? Just pick whatever relic you have. For the stuff. This one is going to be. Why do I have just one specific S16? Okay. Weird. Weird. I'm gonna do W4. You pick whatever relic you have. Ideally, if you have a W4, that'd be great. But if you have anything that has Wisp parts in there, that works as well. Okay, so I put the thing in there. You should be able to see all of your relics. You can click on them, and then it should show you what's inside on the Watchmajiggy. Because it'll tell you, since we're doing Lith relics, it should tell you like a Lith, for example, D6. Or, you know, W4, like, and the easy way to remember is, like, W4, for example, well, the 4 is just how many other W relics there have been, and W refers to whatever's in the gold. So since it's Wisp Prime blueprint, it's W for Wisp. That works. I think that's Quasis, if I remember right, that's in there. It's one of the Quasis parts. But yeah, just equip that, and we'll go through. As I said, I have a decent chance. I have a 10% chance of getting the gold. It's not the highest chance, but well, then I'm going to need to farm some void fissures for some more traces, but we can at least try and make it work. Worst case, if I need to, that's fine. That's fine. If we can get you at least any Wisp parts, that's at least progress. That's at least progress, worst case. I don't know why I specifically keep the music on that I do for. I don't know why I keep the music that I do though.
There is a large platoon of Grenier Marines stationed here. Leave no one
I'm not in Discord call actually.
Void fissures. You need them to open
I'm just kind of vibing right now.
You can withstand their fury.
Normally I don't go into Discord unless I'm talking to someone physically on stream. Like I think you've heard Therapy before when we were playing Phasmo. So like unless I'm in call with her, for example, I don't pop in, or unless I'm in call. Like if you had a microphone, you wanted to pop into call, because that'd be easier. That would also work.
Focused. There's a heavy unit approaching.
Something away. But yeah, no, I usually don't keep myself in Discord calls. Mostly because of lack of need to.
You have collected enough reactant to
Plus,
open the relic.
then I'd have to keep worrying about background noise too. I keep background audio on and off, so either just mark it off and keep on the Discord call if I don't need to. But like if I'm doing a collab with someone, or that's fair. I mean, worst case scenario, if you do want to pop in, you don't have to worry about talking in there, but you could just pop in and you'll hear me live as I'm talking, if you think that'd be easier. There's a couple reasons I keep delay on. Unfortunately, it's not great for something like Warframe for communication purposes, but there is a reason I do for a couple games. Admittedly, call it laziness if you want, but it is admittedly just easier to keep it on.
Find extraction.
Rather than having to remember to switch it every stream. But yeah, if you want me to, I'll go ahead and get one started up. And then I'll have you pop in that way. And you'll be able to hear me live before you'd actually hear me on stream. Up to you, obviously, but that is an option. I am the king. why I have some of these. Why do I do this? I'm just goofy like that. I'm goofy. Whoop. Ooh, we got it! Oh, we got the gold. We got the gold. We're cooking. Click on the Wisp Prime, Cassie, and it will switch you over to it, by the way. Yeah, there we go. Oh, we got the gold. First try. Oh my goodness, that feels great.
Excellent work, Tenno.
Oh, we're cooking with fire on that one. Because I believe Wisp has 2 golds, and that's one of the 2 of them. I think the blueprint's another gold. So no, Neuroptics is silver, and the one is bronze. I think it's gotta be. Maybe it's silver. I don't know. Okay, yeah. Let me double check first, then I'll get a thing set up. Let me go to Wisp Prime. Blueprint. Yeah, W2. Okay, yeah. Worst case, if you need some Neo Relics, I can spot you like a couple of them. Alright, let me actually boot up this on. Give me one moment, everyone. Stream will be going dark for 1 second. I'll still be live, but... Also going to need to mute my main sound. Alright, there we go. Sorry about that. I think I kicked you out. I'll just move that then to Plan B. Nope, okay, it is. Okay, we're just gonna move this to move it to, we'll do it right here. We'll move it to this one. We shall move it to this one. Yeah, that did not go according to plan. I'm gonna have to make a note later for that to change that. Because that should not have been happening. Should have been able to simply drag you in. It might be, it might not be. Worst case, I'll probably just bring in a dummy account later. And what I might do then is I might just bring a dummy account later in and test that way to see if it's a PS5 thing or if it's specifically something I need to change in my settings, because it might just be something I need to change in settings. But yeah, sorry about that. Let me go ahead and set this to like right here. Click there, alright. And back on the game. Alright, so yeah, we're gonna do you need any Neo Relics? Because that's what we're gonna do next. If you need some Neo Relics, I can toss you a couple. You only had the 1 relic? Okay. We're gonna go to my dojo then, and pray the game likes me today and decides it doesn't want to crash that, because I know the dojos will get thrown sometimes. Go there real quick. And then I'll just toss you, you either toss me something, so just toss me like a Junker mod, just one of the ones that you have duplicates for. Alright, where is the trade thing? Here it is. No, that's the wrong way. It's opposite side. Let's do that, and then I'll give you a couple... That's... Neo Relics. What we got? Wisp Prime... So I have an extra set for some of the stuff if we need to. This might need. Oops, this one I'm taking. I'll give you 3 of these. And then I'll give you. Actually, I'm gonna take. Yeah, I did these 3. Alright, I'll do these 3 for you. Or these 6. I'll give you 3 of these and 3 of these. I'd say if you don't have enough to get 100 to turn the Wisp Prime blueprint to max, just use one of the A13 ones then. And as I said, just toss me a Junker mod. Doesn't matter what. Okay, that works. Alright, we'll do that. And then you should have a couple Neo Relics, and we can try to get the gold one for you. That way you'll at least have the 2 hardest parts. Because worst comes to worst, I can either buy them for cheap for you, or I can just give you some of the ones from my set. Either or. Oh, let's go to the navigation room, and then we'll go to... What kind of Neo Fissures do we have available? Oh, we got Capture available. That'll be nice and easy. Alright, so yeah, if you have the capability to Radiant the W2 relics, you're going to want to, because that's the blueprint. Otherwise, take an A13. I was going to say W2 should probably be that, but okay. I mean, fair, worst case scenario, you at least got a 1 in 50. But yeah, since we're going for those specific ones, we probably want to ensure that we have the best opportunity. So for the other 2, make sure that you get the Radiant. I'd offered to have done it myself, I just didn't have the traces for it. That's also why I gave you a couple non-W2s as well.
You are here on a capture mission. You
But
must
hopefully
find,
we'll get
capture,
something.
and extract our target. Watch out. I'm detecting void fissures
We just need to
nearby.
get in, get out.
Do you have a matching relic? You're near a fissure. Collect
We just need to get 10, get in, get out. We can get in, out in like
Only corrupted
a
enemies
few
will
minutes. It
drop.
won't be that long.
Target located. Bring them in. Stay focused. There's a heavy unit
already.
approaching. Excellent work. We'll interrogate the captain back at base. Your part is done here, Tenno. Corpus walkers
Putting that
are heading
out.
to your
Not gonna be
location.
a problem.
Keep fighting. Look for more reactant.
And I know with the reactant you can get anywhere from, what the reactant, the void traces that you can get from completing the reactant. I've gotten anywhere from as low as 6 all the way up to 30 plus. Like I think the highest I got was from 2 people selecting mine. I think I got, or all 3 of them selecting mine. 1, 2. It's like 2 or 3 selecting mine. I got like in the 40s. But usually you'll get something like 15 to 20.
Your relic is opened.
There's a little bit of luck aspect involved. For better or for worse. Alright. Let's not get caught on the wall, that'd be great. That'd be lovely even. Not getting caught on the wall. Oh, we got Titania. It's legendary 4. I'm going to call the wall again. Great job, Appy. You're doing great. 100% how it's intended. No, if I had Titania Prime, I would probably honestly use her for relic cracking as well. Because she can get stupid dummy fast. Like, zoom. We got you, we got you as Ember, we got me as Sevi Prime, the Titania Prime, and then we have a Caliban. Remember everyone used to meme on him and call him Calibad. I like Caliban though, he's cool. Just his kit needed a little bit of tuning to actually make him a little bit more usable. We're gonna meme a little bit. Whop. Bring out the world's angriest looking... Don't mind him, he's friendly. We got it. I cannot believe we got it first try. Man, you are something of a good luck charm, I guess. We've already got you half of the stuff that we need for you to get Wisp Prime. And the hardest stuff as well.
Stay focused. There's a heavy unit approaching.
Do you happen to have any Meso or other Lith relics? Because I want to see if we can try to get you... Actually, no, I think it's Meso. I mean, if I can get one that's from Neo, then we'll just go Neo again. But yeah, no, we're definitely going. Dee-dum, dee-dum, dee-dum. Wisp Prime. A17, F2, A7. You might honestly just be insanely lucky. Neuroptics. We can get that from a G13. We can get that from... That's volted. That's worth hours 2 as well. We could get from a basic. That's a basic as well. Being that. I say W, I probably don't want to, yeah, Wisp Prime Blueprint. So it's A13. A13's actually not bad. That's Wisp Prime Neuroptics. We actually want that. So you actually have some of the relics that we want anyway. So I guess, yeah, we're going to go back to cracking Neo relics again, and then... Worst case, I have 14 of a single relic. I can just toss you a couple of them. You know, honestly, let's go down to, I'm going to go to a trade real quick. I'm actually going to toss you 6 of them right now. Because I can get many more of them easily. Wrong one, we go. T7 relics. Let me give you 6 of them. Because those are the ones that have the systems blueprint in there. So, we're probably getting the systems blueprint super easily. Hardest part is now just getting that Neuroptics, which is from a silver. Which, we still have a decent chance to get it from a silver, even without Void Trace using. But, it would probably be a little bit better. But we'll at least try to get it regularly. If we start burning through the Ace, or whatever it is, A7s, A13s, whatever it is, then we'll start boosting then. And I know you need to hold on to your Void Traces. Because I can easily just get more off stream. I got so many relics, I can easily get more relics. I can go to Holvania and I can get a ton of relics for... Watch Majiggy. Yeah, we got a week left for this.
Always a pleasure.
Archon Hunt. Void Flood. I'll do the Archon Hunt off stream. It's a lot easier. Alright, back to Abaddon. Capture mission go. Where is the Wisp A13? Yeah, I'll boost it up to flawless. I might as well. Not like I can't get more. So yeah, we got decent chances. We got a decent chance now. The highest chance, but it's not bad. And then yeah, you want A13 equipped for your chance to get it as well. Or if you just want to try and get Void Traces to get a better ranked A13, then just toss one of the W2s. Up to you. I mean, if you're wearing your football top and that works out for us, I'm not complaining. I'm not going to complain at all. And if we're lucky, maybe someone else might be having some of those too. I have no idea what they're using. I have no idea what they're using. Because for some reason it's not showing it. Is this just the day where everyone's leaving? Sevagoth isn't bad either, I will say. And that's the one that I'm using even. And I know his base form is a nightmare to farm for because it's Railjack missions, and I think Veil procs him if I remember right.
That somebody vital to enemy operations is
I mean, he's very fun to
Find them
use.
and capture
Don't get
them.
me wrong, but I know he's a
There are
nightmare and a
void
half.
fissures
Like,
in
I know
the
one of my
area.
buddies,
Use
when I got
these to crack open a relic.
started playing, we were debating which one to get me. and it was either going to be Hildren, Sevi, Nidus, or I'm forgetting the last one off the top of my head. Why am I running around in circles like a fool? It was Hildren, Sevi, Nidus, and I forget the last one. But we ended up going with Sevi for me, which was definitely a good call. Him or Hildren would have definitely been good calls.
You're still in the clear. No detection from enemy sensors.
Because Hildren has the downside of you need to fight Exploiter Orb for her blueprints and the Lazulite toroids. And then Sevi has missions that you need to do in Veil Proxima with Railjack, which is... Yeah, that's one of the higher level areas in terms of Railjack content. Not the highest stuff as a whole. Consider there's Lich confrontations, but it's still relatively high level.
The captive is safely in our hands. Congratulations, Tenno.
Play that. I'm not gonna call inside. Thank you. We just need a couple more. Go for one. I was gonna save. So the easiest way is either to have them spawn them in from the fissures themselves, or for them to get corrupted by the fissures in the process. Which I'll just lose these in the process too. But it does feel nice to actually just do something kind of relaxing. Nothing too crazy. Oh, that's everything. That is absolutely everything.
Well done, Tenno. Your relic is opened.
That way. Oh, and a Hero Cassie. Of course. I mean, I used to get these so much more commonly than I have now. I've just been stingy with them. No, and it's really weird because the Hero Cassie can just be obtained from Void stuff in general. Like, you'll get plenty of them. And then the other parts for Hero are just weirdly difficult to get in some cases where they're really specific.
Stay focused. There's a heavy unit approaching.
Alright, let me actually get over to the spot again. Okay, not what we were looking for, but could be worse. I'm actually gonna take the Wisp Prime barrel, I think, personally. Is that a Forma? Because Lex Prime barrel is available in most things. I would. Though to be fair, Lex Prime is also a good low-level Prime weapon in terms of rank. Super easy. I think it's like rank 8 or rank 10. Compared to a lot of stuff being like 12, 14, 16. Because I was gonna say, Tenet weapons, at least, and the Kuva weapons are not level enforced, but you do have the downside of the main weapons for the ones that you buy. Like for Ergoglast with some of his, or for the Coda weapons that you have to manually buy, those ones are level enforced, unfortunately. Oh well, let's run this again. Okay, it's probably the quickest Neo mission we have available. Where is my A13? I'll do another one. Let's try it again. Hopefully we'll actually get the part that we need. Because it would be really nice for you just to have the one easy one left. Because at that point, all we need to do for you is we just need the Orc and Cells, and then, which again, that's like Ceres or Saturn or, you know, stuff like that. Deimos isn't too bad either for those, especially once you can have the extractors. What in the? Why is it spamming that? Is someone messing with it? I don't know. Well, it's whatever. I mean, at the very minimum, even if they don't have the relics, we both do. And it'd be nice if they have it, but they probably won't be having something that has the Wisp stuff in it. Nice as that would be. But maybe we'll be pleasantly surprised as well. You never know. Nyum.
You are here on a capture mission.
We have
You must
A13,
find,
A13,
capture, and
I guess just
extract
us
our
two.
target. Watch out! I'm detecting void fissures
That or it's just not
nearby.
telling me what the relics
Do you
they
have
have.
a matching relic?
Which is weird if that's the case for today. Normally it does.
You found a fissure. Look out for reactant.
Oh well.
Use that reactant to open a relic. Keep fighting. Look for more reactant. You're
How am I
still
going
in the
this way?
clear. No detection
Up.
from enemy sensors. Stay focused.
Where do you think you're
There's
going?
a heavy unit approaching.
We're a big boy.
The
Yoink.
capture target has vital information that we will need to extract.
Alright, we got the
We need
target.
our subject
This
brought
point we've
back
got to focus on
alive.
collecting those void fissures.
Target located. Bring them in. Success. The captive
Yep,
is safely in our
6.
hands. Congratulations,
Yep,
Tenno.
4. Alright. Oh, there's less ones I need. There we go. That's everything I need. You need 2 more on your end. 1 more on your end. Okay, that's everything. Excellent. Do it preemptively. Let's swim it. I'm out here blind as a bat. Radar scanner, go. Yeah, it does feel nice having worked something on stream. Or have something to work towards on stream, rather. You know, small steps, but it's fun just getting to collect all the parts so we can get you a Wisp Prime before it's too late. And then I'd say if you get any excess Wisp parts from the other relics, hold on to them, because when Wisp gets volted, those are going to be... Well, I mean, there'll be a lot of Wisp relics still running around, but... You know, over time, those are going to be a lot harder to get. So... Yeah, definitely worth holding on to. Because the value of them will go up, and then you can make some better trades with them. Especially if you have one of the gold ones that spare. But, again, we'll worry about getting your set for you first, and then we can worry about that afterwards. Hey, come on. Other people. Citrine and Wukong Prime. I think I'm what I'm gonna make for dinner tonight, given the time period. I might still be going for a decent more on stream, but I am just seeing the time. I think adjust myself to see. Oh, there we go. Wisp Prime Neuroptics, second time. All right, we just need the basic, honestly. Yeah, no. Normally the golds are a lot harder to get because a fully ranked fissure for that is a 1 in 10. For a flaw or for a radiant one, and for an intact one, it's a 1 in 50 for the golds. So I believe it's 20% for a radiant for the silvers. So I know it's still decent numbers either way. Actually, I think it goes down if it's thing there. Either way, yeah, Hero Cassie Blueprint's not surprising. You'll get plenty of those. And so the other 2 parts are the ones that are a little bit more annoying, because I know with the base ones you can just buy their blueprints in the shop. That's the easy part. Alright, we're gonna go find a Meso Relic. Because I'm not sticking you in Alchemy. I mean, unless you feel like trying to do an Alchemy mission where you don't die, but I don't think you're I don't think you're gonna want to deal with a bunch of level 63 to 65 enemies. Actually, no, you can't even go there. What am I saying? You can't even go there because that area doesn't unlock for you. Like, this one's fine, though. T7. Because I'm like, oh, I'll just bring you somewhere you straight up won't be able to go. Alright. Pop on that T7. We actually don't want to level this one at all. Just want that bronze. And then hopefully, in either this one or the next run or something, we'll get Wisp parts. And then afterwards, those relics are for you to use whatever you want with. As I said, you can keep the rest of them. That way you actually have a few spares on you. Just either for working on other Warframes, or getting Formas, or getting other parts, or doing whatever.
Keep the enemy busy while a fellow Tenno operative raids the ship for supplies.
Alright.
Ready?
It's done.
Trigger the alarm.
Alright.
Watch out. I'm detecting void fissures.
Alright, we got
nearby.
5
Do you
minutes
have a
to
matching
crack.
relic? Life support has been cut off. They're trying to choke you out. Hold on. I'm
Make
sending
it work.
auxiliary life support.
Yeah, as long as we get those 10, which honestly it shouldn't be too bad. You can usually get it within the first 2-3 minutes. Usually being the keyword. Now if you go off away from everyone else, that's going to be a little bit harder, but as long as we stick them relatively close together, the fissures should start forming around the areas that we are. Oh, and if you have your codex equipped, there is something up
Only corrupted enemies will drop it.
this tile set.
We're going to need more reactant if you want to open that relic.
Let me get in, please, game. Thank you. No, I need to deal with the enemy first before it's getting melted. The Jade Light's annoying as heck to deal with. I remember they didn't exist. Ugh.
Tenno, prepare for life support.
Yep, automatically. Alright, let me head back over and see if I can do it. Because if you have a codex scanner, you'll be able to scan that. I know for a fact you don't have access to Jupiter yet, so this will definitely be a scan you haven't done yet.
I've delivered a life support capsule to the area. Activating it will buy you more time.
Yep, this is where the Curious is on the tile set. So, easy done, easy done.
The relic has been cracked open. Finish your mission to find out what's inside.
The only reason I know that was because I've gotten it before. I know some of them are in sometimes really, really cheeky spots like that. But I do know you get some rewards for making progress on it and getting to all of them eventually. So it's worth it. Alright, I'm heading back. Okay, I recommend heading back up to the front, yeah.
Life support incoming.
I know there's a whole bunch of stuff there. I'm more or less sticking to there. I don't doubt that you're getting more. 11 void traces for finishing that. That's not too bad. Get some Oxium as well to destroy the Ospreys without them blowing up. Get the wind going.
Another life support capsule is now available.
Everyone nice and healthy as long as you're within range. You should know if you have a little gloom thing around you, similar to the enemies. these open. Might as well. In the meantime, I hope everyone that's watching, and you as well, Logibear, have been having a wonderful day. I know today was a little bit slower than expected, and as I said, I apologize for stream getting changed around last minute. It's just I had some, or my voice cracked. Wonderful. Take a smell of my drink real quick. And I'll explain. But yes, I was saying when someone else was here earlier. Can we clip the voice crack? No, don't clip the voice crack. I mean, if you want, I'm not gonna stop you, but I'm not going to. But yeah, I had something come up today that I completely forgotten about, and I only got an email about that yesterday, like 24 hours beforehand, and I was like, oh nuts, I completely forgot about that, and so I need to take care of that, so I'm just gonna push stream. It was either I push it to 12 p.m. or 4 p.m. and I figured on my end 4 p.m. would just be a little bit easier. Just because if I got stalled during morning, I might not get stalled further on stream, and you might have to get pushed back to 4 o'clock anyway. So at that point, I might as well do it at 4, I'm sure.
The operative has just made their
Alright,
first
100 endo, not bad.
Keep up
Not
the good
amazing,
work.
but not terrible.
When you need it, extraction is ready.
I mean, endo is endo. Alright, that's what we got. Alright, I'm taking the Orthos Prime Blade person. Actually, yeah, I think probably you should as well, because that's more valuable. We can always get more Wisp Prime systems. I'll even put it in another one, and then we'll crack another. Same one, yep. Got A7. Ooh, is he going for Carius, or is he going for something there? You think you already have his systems? Did it show up with a symbol next to it saying that you had it? Either factory or like a check mark? Because if you did, then you have it then, yeah. Ah, okay. That's okay. If we get it next point reward, we'll find out. Yeah, I'm not gonna complain about an extra orthos. Because that's 45 ducats, or I can use it for the weapon. I don't remember what the level you specifically need to be. I think it's rank 3, and then you'll have access to Barrow. So a lot of Barrow stuff is also like 100k plus. I know a couple of his items that don't cost ducats are like a million credits, which, I mean, yeah, you'll probably, if you don't spend a ton of money outside of upgrades here and there, you probably will have, you know, 500k, a million credits, but that also is just going to get melted away in a blink of an eye from him. I mean, I have 9 million, and I can easily spend a million plus with him before I have. Especially if you're going to upgrade, if you're going to buy any Prime mods and start upgrading them. Which I'd say personally, that's probably what you would want. Some of the good ones are there, like Prime Redirection could be useful. Not the most amazing one, it's just shield capacity, but there are certain frames like Hildren that absolutely want those shields. I think I've seen a couple builds from Harrow that rely a ton on shields. So that can be decent on him. There's a couple ones like Prime Sure-Footed, Prime Vigor, etc. Those ones are login rewards for a certain number of days. Then you can get stuff like Prime Fever Strike or something Prime like North Wind. So that's gonna be just extra stats. Where it's just like the pure element ones. They're a little bit more that are not like Ice Storm, where it's whatever Ice Storm is plus ice. It's like plus fire rate and plus ice. What is ammo capacity and ice? 1 2. It doesn't matter. Ooh, we have somewhere around here. We have like neural sensors around here somewhere. Yeah, I'm just gonna mark this area. Seeing if I could actually find it. But I know there's neural sensors there, and neural sensors are a pain in the behind. You need them for a lot of items. And you need those for stuff like Forma and reactors and whatnot, which Jupiter is pretty much the easiest way to get them. I believe Kuva Fortress also can get you some, but... Well, you're gonna get the Jupiter first. Let's put it like that. And it's lower level enemies, so it'll be a lot easier to kill. Oh, nuts. I just realized I'm missing... Shoot, I haven't been paying attention. I'm missing 2 void traces. That's what is a thing, yeah. Oh well. Need to react it. I can find that. Alright, I just need to go back towards where I came from. Yeah, problem solved.
That's it. You opened the relic. Finish your mission and we'll take a look inside.
We even have. We have a regular Mesa, regular Revy, and we got you and I. I'm gonna go check to see a little bit what the for offline purposes. At this point, I would probably dedicate. I mean, maybe tomorrow we'll do it. If we do it tomorrow, we'll see what the plan for tomorrow is. But if we do that, maybe we'll do circuit tomorrow. Either for the frame itself or for some of the steel path stuff. Where are we going? Ah, you're also over here. You know, I do like the Gas City tile set quite a bit. Ooh, I have this full already, I believe. We check to make sure, but... Yeah, I have entry complete.
Look what our Tenno operative just
You'll
found.
want to scan that.
They could not do this without you.
Ah, you don't have a codex scanner? Darn. Alright, up to you. Wisp Prime is going to get vaulted as well, but we got Wisp as well. If it's marked as owned, you have it. I said I'm going to be personally taking it. Alright. You don't have it? Alright. I'm going to be popping out right here. We'll go. Because then we can try to get that... Do we have everything for you? I think we actually do have everything for you now. Yeah, let's go get that worked on for you. Alright, let's get to exit. I was gonna say, you got the neuroptics, you just took the systems, and I know you and I both took the golds that were available because we got this in quick succession. So we have all 4 parts of them. The only thing I'd be worried about would be Wisp Prime as well, which is a weapon. That's getting vaulted. And then, I'm trying to remember what the... And then Pullman Prime, which is getting vaulted as well. Which, I mean, you'll probably have some time to farm some of those on your own, but yeah, Wisp's the big one. Because weapons are weapons. You know, there's other shotguns, there's other warfans, but Wisp Prime is a little bit hard to get. Plus, she's one of those that I know is a good support frame at any point.
You are running out of time.
So
Consider extraction.
she's always a good solid pick for most cases. Plus, she's got a nice passive too, where if you're in the air, you're invisible.
Life support activated.
And that pays itself off big time in survival situations, or if you do a lot of like aim gliding and such.
Life support has been replenished.
Let's do that one. Oh, I'm doing this one specifically, but sure. Alright, well we can check after this.
Excellent work, Tenno.
Everything. Witch races. Got some levels on this, so that's nice. Oh yeah, Hexanon's always good too. That's a Jupiter, and you'll need those for a few crafting recipes. Big one, those are the neural sensors. You're gonna need those for... 2 weapons are max rank, nice. But yeah, neural sensors are gonna be the important ones because you need those for formas, you need those for Orkin reactors, like the potatoes, the blue and yellow ones. You'll need those for certain recipes. Fortunately, I don't think we have a crafting section in the dojo as much as I wish we did. So we're gonna have to head back to our ship. So I'm gonna leave the dojo real quick. And then we'll head over to the ships, and I can tell you exactly what they are because I have the blueprints too. I have a full set myself now, for sure. So I can definitely tell you what you need. We can try and figure out if we need any of those for you specifically. We can try and get those. Wisp Prime. Alright. Obviously, Wisp Prime is the other 3 parts plus 5 Orkin cells. And then it's cash for all of them, obviously. We got Tellurium. Tellurium's gonna be rough. Argon crystals we need to go to the Void for. Do you have any Tellurium, by any chance? Or do we need to work on that? That and 19 essence. Or 19 extract, rather, not essence. But that's easy just to get from Nightwave Cred offerings. You can get 5 for like 15. So that's my go-to for my supply. And you should have some available. So that's not too much of a worry. As I just buy 5 for 15. But yeah, do you have any Tellurium by any chance? I know there's Arcwing missions on Uranus, but I know there's a couple
What is your
other
mind,
ways
the
to do
operator,
so.
To take time for themselves.
Ah, you don't.
Pressure creates diamonds, yes, but it also creates.
You know, I might do that. I might just, let me see what the price of that is. I might just buy a couple. I can just sell off some junk later. I do not feel like going up to grind there for a rare resource. That's a pain in the behind. Let me gift you. How much do we need? Just pay attention to that part. One was it 2? 5. 2. Okay. So I can always just bring you to the Void to get the Argon crystals. That's not too bad. Alright, I'll pay the 20 platinum for it. I know it's not the most efficient, but... Oops. Nope. I'll just find another list. Because I can't start the thing there. Here you go. There you go. That'll cover you. I don't mind dropping the 20 platinum. I can easily get more from trading. It's not a big deal. That's easy enough for me. You take those, and then you can start working on one of the other parts. The only one that's gonna be a little bit painful is the Argon crystals, because it's like, we're gonna need to get you to the Void. And those could take a little bit, or it could take a while. As if you had access to the Void already, I just say spam run Hepit repeatedly. But I don't think you do. Actually, hang on. I actually do have enough for a Lavos Prime set. Nice. Didn't even realize I naturally picked one up. 19 extract, as I said. Okay, so Neurodes is Earth resource, as well as Deimos and a couple other places. Those are not too hard to get. Just do Earth missions and Earth bounties, and then you should be able to get some. Especially the lower level ones can have a chance for the Neurodes. But yeah, you'll get plenty of those over time. Ferrite, you're gonna get abundant. Like I have 360,000. Just from, and that's even with me dumping a whole bunch to my helmet. I technically should have over more than that if I hadn't. So there's that. Which, as I said, you just get that from like Mercury, Earth, Lua, Neptune, Void. Very common. You'll get a ton of that. Nanospores, we can... Okay, Gallium is on Mars. Orkin cells, as I said, Ceres is the easiest spot. Basically, the easiest way is we can get you to move ahead with the story. But yeah, Neurodes, easy to get, that's Earth. Ferrites, just Earth again. And I know you're going to have to go fight the Earth boss at some point anyway, so you're definitely going to need to clear out Earth in its entirety. Or mostly entirety. So you'll need that. Nanospores, we can get you easily. Let's bring you to... Let me pull you in first. We got... Yeah, 19, as I said, you should have like 50-ish from your Nightwave. So if you go to credit offerings, you should have, like I have 20 right now. But as I said, you can get 5 for 15 for Nitane Extract. So Gallium's from Mars, we can get that easily for you. What do we have for there? Yeah. Honestly, we could do Deimos, because we get Nanospores from that, we can get Orkin cells, we can also get Neurodes. Actually, let's do that, because I know you mentioned you want something about Necros as well. So that's the perfect time. Let's go do the assassination for Lephantis. Because we can knock out the boss, and we can go ahead and work on getting you some Neurodes, Orkin cells, Nanospores, the like that you're going to need. So that should be nice and easy. And Lephantis isn't the most threatening boss either. He's a bit of a pain in the butt, but in comparison to him being like the Celloid Freelite, who I hate with a burning passion, it'll be fine.
It was difficult to locate the source vector of this sector's infestation, but you are finally here.
So we're just going to look for... You get some mutagen samples too, which you don't need for those specifically, but... Oh, we got Juggernaut.
The creature has grown unfathomably strong through centuries of absorbing matter and self-replication. That was a Juggernaut.
Yeah, come here, Juggernaut. Come here. Butterstar Cool has joined the squad. That's a good username. I don't remember if this one's going to have a note on that. I don't feel like wasting a charge to find out whether or not, especially because I don't even have the key equipped.
Here comes the Juggernaut.
Alright, Tubby, come here. Big Tubby's out here trying to murder us. He ain't gonna get very far. But if you see these weird like brownish clusters, that's probably nanospores. So you can get a couple hundred of them per. What is the Juggernaut? The game's saying it's trying to murder us because we drew it out. I don't see it. Oh no, it's right here. Hey buddy. Goodbye. Okay. I've marked where he died. So you can get the trophy from him, and you can get you can get the parts for it, and you can get the Furliac pods.
Make your way to its location and dispatch this monster.
Listen, I'm not the most threatened by him. He's a little bit annoying. Like, Lephantis is a little bit annoying, but he's probably one of the easiest bosses in my opinion, compared to some of the other options out there. Oh, nice. I just noticed. Plus, I need to be here anyway because I need chargers to drop me the color stuff. All right, let's get in the elevator. We need to go down here. Guess he's downstairs. Alright, let's get in. What we got? We got a Volt and a Volt Prime. If I brought my Volt, we would have had 3 Volts and an Ember. Alright. I'm gonna grab this Iotine Amber Star, because you'll need those later. You want to pick one of those up now. Because when you get some Iotine Sculptures, you're gonna need those. Anyway, Boss Arena. This should be fun. I say should like it won't be. Hello, ugly. Look at that. Gone already. But yeah, no, this is just phase 1. We're using this little different part. Wait until you see phase 2. But yeah, I'd say once you get Necros Prime, Necros is a decent frame to subsume anyway once you have access to Helmet, but you won't until you have Deimos, unfortunately. Though to be fair, once you do have access to Deimos, you'll be able to immediately go to the node in question that we're on, because we all have beaten it. It does help. 1800 spores. Come on, open your face. Come on. Open her up. Hey, you're just not going. You're just gonna disappear. Fine. You can play that game too. Ow. There. Nope, we're going. Okay, we're going. Let's clear these guys up. Apparently this does not want to do damage. There we go. Fine. There we go. Oh, Nora can sell too. Speaking of needing those.
Stay focused. There's a heavy unit approaching.
I think we're about to get to phase 2. And phase 2 is where things get a little spicy. Yep. We're down. Awesome. Alright, so now we're trying to defeat all 3 of those phases that we fought before. We need to attack them when they're vulnerable. Yeah, once you... And you'll know when one's broken, when it's dangling. Is it all of them? That's all of them. Alright. Boss is done. We just gotta get to escape now.
Contract complete. Great work, Tenno.
Once we get to escape... Oh, I guess it's gonna proc that. And once we get to escape, you'll get whatever part of Necros you'll get. It won't be the blueprint, but it will be one of the other parts that you need for him. Though it can be duplicates, so that's something to keep in mind. But even considering that, it's not terrible. Yeah. Alright. Easy.
Target down. Assassination contract.
As you can see, you get the neuroptics for him. So we got a couple different things that were nice. I have to pick things I need. Taters, but we got a couple we got some nanospores for you. You got an orking cell. You got the Necros blueprint for the neuroptics. So now you just need the Cassie and the systems, and then you could just be able to get the stuff there, and then boom. You got yourself a Necros regular. And then after the Necros regular, you can get the Necros Prime at some point.
Ordis has received messages from
Nope,
the
did I get a
operator.
mark?
No, I have not
Okay,
read
just
them.
sent, yeah. Okay, told me that you processed it. Okay, that's good. You want to try running them again? Given the time, I think I have enough opportunity for one more run of Lephantis if you want to do him. And then we'll start... Okay, sounds good. And then we'll start winding down for our stream. As I said, we might do more Warframe we might do Warframe tomorrow, in which case feel free to join. We might be doing something else. We'll see. We'll figure out what the poll says. Which, as a reminder to everyone who's made it this far, A, thank you. And B, if you pop onto the Discord server, you get nice little benefits, like being able to see the stream. I know I saw. But That's why I was mentioning it. But yeah, you get some nice little benefits like being able to
The assassination target
occasional
is
little polls
nearby.
like that,
Seek
where if
and
I need to
destroy.
figure out what I'm playing for the day, I might just
It was
put in a little
difficult to
poll,
locate the source
make it
vector
simple,
of this sector's
and let everyone choose
infestation,
what they want to see.
but you are finally here.
Or you also got to see the stream schedule early for the week too,
Unfathomably strong through
and it's
centuries
the
of
opportunity to be able to
observing
play
magic
as
and
well.
self-replication. That was a juggernaut.
Ask Lodgeberry,
They
he
were
can confirm on
lured
this
out
one.
by the death of infested. Lay low, and it should go away, or amp up the fight to draw it out.
Let's actually get this dealt with properly. Can I get a Juggernaut coming out anytime soon? Be nice.
Multiple biosignatures detected. We've got infested incoming.
No, I don't think I want to. Don't think I want to
Deep
consume.
within this millennia-old Orokin-turned infested ship lurks a creature created to fight in the old war. Make your way to its location and dispatch this monster. That did it. Here comes the Juggernaut.
Juggernaut, Schmuggernaut. I ain't afraid of it. It's gonna be like, what, level 20-ish? 25?
Stay focused. There's
Yeah,
a heavy
fine.
unit approaching.
Enemy, Schmenemy. Away. Watch this a little bit. You know what I mean. What we got this time? We got Hero Prime and a Wisp Prime. Speaking of Wisp Prime, for working on that for you. I am. Nope, got the Juggernaut stuff. Nice. I will say, at least when your early prime does come out, you'll have plenty of time to be able to get her. You'll get her in multiple sets, probably, reasonably speaking. I probably had maybe 3 or 4 sets in full for Sevi Prime at this point, but I've either sold off or... Ooh, or can sell again, nice. Because I've either sold them off or I've done other things. I've traded them in exchange for other stuff. Or just ducketed them. Can you open your mouth, please? Thank you. Taking forever and a day. Alright, equalized.
Stay focused. Yep. There's a heavy unit approaching.
Oh, that's one head already done. 2 heads. That's the 3rd one. Alright, we're done. Another orc can sell too, nice. Alright. I'm getting into one of the elevators. I'm gonna wait
Nice
for
work
you.
taking down the VIP. Now get to extraction.
Allow the grill master to cook. Oh, over here in the elevator. Alright. We gotta go around, but it's not too bad. Alright. I mean, yeah, it was only like a little over 5 minutes. So, as you can see, nice and quick, and as I said, once you get access to Deimos, which you'll need to do Venus, Mercury, and then Mars for.
Won't be bothering us anymore.
I mean, at that point you'll start having Orkin cells and a lot of the other resources. Plus, Mars gives you gallium. Neurodes can be found in a lot of places. As I said, Earth is a good place for neurode farming, especially with the plains of Eidolon that you can do. But yeah, no, you're gonna need those Orkin cells. Oh, actions have consequences. All right, Stalker, come fight me. I ain't afraid. I'll whoop your behind.
Operator, your inbox exists in a non-zero state.
I don't think it
Would you
does,
care to
Ordis,
check
but
your
sure.
mail?
Oh, it doesn't. Alright, I'm gonna go check what we got for Duviri for either for off stream for me, or if we do it tomorrow, that's what we got. Star Spiral. Let's see what the circuit looks like. Ooh, okay, we got Inaros, Titania, and Ivara. What I personally suggest picking. Inaros is decent enough, but he can be a little bit annoying to get because you're entirely reliant on Barrow popping by. Because you need Sands of Inaros, so you actually need to buy the blueprint for that quest line. But then you can get Inaros from that. Titania Prime
Operator,
wouldn't be a
did you
bad
hear
pick, because
that?
again you need
It
Silver
said-
Grove quest, but you might as well do that when you have the
Cosmic background
opportunity.
radiation is a riot.
I guess to be fair, it depends on your. I would say the ones I would personally pick would have to go down to your luck and spy missions, because Ivara can be really annoying to farm for. Because you need spy missions with rotation, I believe C on all kinds of different areas of the map. Or no, it's not rotation seats. But yeah, you need all three. You need all three caches to be unlocked to get her. So she'd be a good pick for that reason. But if you don't feel like waiting for Barrow, Inaros is also there. I'm personally going to go with Ivara, because the fact of I don't feel like doing a bunch of spy missions. As for the Steel Path variation, what do we have? We have... Alright, well I got the Rivens available in the Kuva, but we also have the Incarnates, we have the Zylok, Cyber, Dread, Despair, and Hate. So we've got Stalker weapons in Zylok and Sabir. Out of the ones I personally need, I'm going to take this one, and... Silence, focus, projectile size... I'd say this one's probably better out of these two, or out of these three rather. We'll do these two. Especially because the Hate also has Burning Hate, so yeah, Karn Genesis would be good there. So let's do these. What we got for this week? Secondary Shiver and an Arcane Reaper. Not bad. 3-day mod drop booster, 3-day mod drop chance booster. Just gonna steal Essence. Honestly, a pretty good week, and a Forma for the first level. Honestly, that might be worth running. I might, I mean, I definitely will be this week. Let me switch off Steel Path. But yes, knowing all of that, I think we're gonna start winding down from stream, and I think we'll be getting ready to finish things up. Thank you to everyone who popped by, and thank you as well, Lodgebear, for joining me actively in stream and playing. I had a really good time, and I hope you did too. But with that said, everyone will be back tomorrow for whatever the case is. I'm assuming presently it'll be more Warframe, because that's what the votes look like. But, again, we'll see. We'll figure out whatever it is. And until then, I will see you all next stream. Take care, Haplings, and have a wonderful rest of your day.